Who you choose to spend the rest of your life with, get married, have children, have a family with, is going to pull you closer to God or pull you away from God. And if you're not careful, your flesh is going to choose based on attraction, comfort, or loneliness instead of God's wisdom. Today, I want to talk about what it means to pursue a godly relationship and what to actually look for in a partner. Our opening verse is going to be Proverbs 18, verse 22. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. But not every relationship is from the Lord. Not every woman that you encounter is from the Lord. There are some people that you know, there are some people that I know that are married to someone that God did not send them. So how do we know? I got 5 points I'm going to cover in today's video. Point number 4 has been the toughest for me personally. So I just ask that you guys watch all the way through and don't skip around. I think you're going to get something out of each and every point today. Point number 1, don't let your flesh do the picking when it comes to a partner. It's so easy to let loneliness, the chemistry, or looks drive our decisions. The problem with this is that flesh doesn't look for faithfulness. It looks for feelings. In my past, I've had such an issue with picking women when I wasn't trying to really seek God out in my life and just kind of going based off my flesh in my relationships. The looks were the most important thing always for me. Does not matter how poor their character might have been or their personalities were. As long as they looked a certain type of way, that's all that mattered. So I was in very toxic relationships because of that. Now, was I perfect in those? No, of course not. But I could have saved myself a lot of trauma had I not acted on my flesh and solely sought out attractiveness outwardly, if that makes sense. So instead of following God in this, I was following my flesh. And because of that, I've had to heal a lot from some of these relationships that I was in when I was in the world because they hurt. I wasn't doing things God's way in them. They weren't, seeking after the Lord. Now, even though I have believed for years, truly seeking after him came later, right? So in that time, could have saved myself a lot of pain and a lot of trauma had I given that to God and not followed my flesh when it came to relationships. Key verse here is going to be Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful among all things. Your heart can mislead you if you're not completely surrendered to God. If you're seeking out relationships, but you're not surrendered to God, we're not really sure where that's going to lead us. So if our feelings aren't the guide to finding a godly relationship, then what is? That brings us to point number 2. Look for spiritual alignment. The first key filter that you need to have and that they need to have and that you need to analyze when picking a partner is, do they love Christ more than they love you? Is Christ their first and foremost, their end all be all? Where is Christ at in their life? That's going to be a key factor in determining whether or not you want to partner with this person. You can't build a godly relationship with someone who isn't walking with God. A shared faith is more than just they believe in God. Are they walking with him? Are they surrendered to him? Are they seeking to do his will in their life? 2 Corinthians 6:14, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Being yoked means that you're walking in the same direction at the same pace spiritually. You can't be here and your partner is here. You're going like this and they're going like this. Like, if you're going like this on your walk with the Lord and the person you're trying to date, if this is them, is going like this, that's kind of hard to do. You get the idea. You're going faster, they're going slower, or they're behind, you're ahead, or you're behind, they're ahead, and you're going faster and they're going slower, whatever. You want to be on the same pace, on the same track on your walk with the Lord. Even Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together unless they are agreed? After the spiritual alignment, character matters even more than charisma. That brings us to point number 3. Character over chemistry. Don't just ask, do we vibe? Ask, are they consistent? Are they patient? Are they gentle? Are they caring? Are they kind? Do they have integrity when no one is looking? The fruits of the Spirit should be visible in their life. Matthew 7:16 says, you shall know them by their fruits. What kind of fruits are they producing? Is it life or is it death? Is it righteousness or is it unrighteousness? Galatians 5:22 through 23 talks about the fruits of the Spirit. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. You essentially have a checklist of what you're looking for. Now, do I check all of these boxes? No, there's definitely some I need to work on, of course. Are they going to check every single one of those? Most likely not. But still, they should be exhibiting most of these, right? If any of us are trying to live a life that honors and glorifies God, we should be seeking to act in this way, to be producing fruit in this way. And that comes with surrendering to God and dying to your flesh daily. And it's a whole different video, a whole different topic for a whole nother day. But you guys get the point. There were people I dated that seemed godly, but then the pressure hits and their character shows, and that wasn't the case at all. It's not all just about finding the right person, but about becoming the right person. That brings us to point number 4. You got to become the person that you're praying for. Don't just pray for a godly partner, become one. You got to ask yourself, be honest, be vulnerable. Are you someone who reflects Christ in how you love, in how you live, and in how you lead? Your singleness is not a waiting room. You are not sitting there just waiting for the person to come in and call you to the office, right? It's not a waiting room, it's a preparation room. Your singleness is a time to get prepared for that godly relationship, not a time to sit around and twiddle your thumbs and wait. Start developing greater relationships. Start building your character more. Start growing in all of the areas of your life, growing physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Get yourself prepared for that person. Ephesians 5, verses 1 and 2 says, "Therefore be imitators of God as dear children, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and given himself for us." And for the women, we can go to Proverbs 31. Sure, you already know what I'm doing here. 31:30. Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Women, it's not all about your looks. It's not all about your jewelry or how good you do your makeup, but how you fear the Lord, how you're seeking to honor and glorify him in your life. Point number 5. Don't settle for less than God's best. Just because they're nice, just because they're Christian, does not mean that y'all were called to walk together. If God says no, it's not rejection, it's redirection. Trust in God enough to wait instead of forcing something that looks good but isn't from God. I tend to take my dating very seriously. Okay, very intentional, very honest, very blunt, very transparent. Like, I'm asking hard-hitting questions. I'm really trying to figure out, okay, is this person sent from God or not? Is this who I'm supposed to marry or not? And in doing that, in operating in that space, when I'm getting close to a relationship, or, if I've been talking to someone for X amount of time and we're in a relationship, I, one, don't want to waste their time and I don't want to waste my time. Right. So I'm always looking to God for, like, hey, is this it? And I like to fast personally. I fast over my relationships. So I'll do like a 24-hour, 48-hour fast, sometimes even 72-hour fast, and just seek God. And he's answered every time. It's actually crazy because there will be, people I'm talking to for a little bit and it's going really well. And I'll do a 24-hour fast and I'll get a text from the person like, yeah, I don't think this is it. And I'm like, okay. I was dating someone for like a month and I was like, I should probably make sure that this is, in God's will. And so I did a fast, and then I had a couple of my friends on different occasions, not even knowing that I fasted, come up to me and just bring concerns to me and, essentially tell me that they don't think that this is good for me. Now my friends we're all extremely close. We, you know, come to each other for everything, really try to build each other up and sharpen each other. So it's not like they're just kind of coming in not knowing what's going on, because I do bring people around so they could feel out and I can get outside opinions and stuff. And I believe that God speaks to them too. I believe that God uses other people in my life to speak to me. So especially when I'm fasting and I'm looking for that clarity and then I get it from different sources at different times, I've just been able to see God operate in those ways. Key verse here is Psalm 84:11. No good thing does he withhold from those who walk uprightly. And even Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8, that his thoughts are not our thoughts, right? We should be just in a place of trust, pure faithfulness in him, that, he's going to bring them into our lives in his timing, not in our timing. We got to continue to prepare. If God says no, be thankful and happy that he's speaking, that he's showing himself to you. Be grateful that he's showing that he's operating in your life, because you're going to get a yes sooner or later. It will come. So just remember that the rejections are just redirections, and they're bringing you closer. Every no is one step closer to that yes. I got some practical steps to help you guys out in your seeking and your searching. Make a list and then surrender it. Write out what matters most. What character traits, maybe even physical traits, that matter most to you in a partner. But you're going to have to let God refine it. Okay? Pray over the list. Pray before you make the list. Make the list. Pray after you make the list. Surrender the list to God. Let him refine it. Remember, he knows what you need. You might have all these wants, but he knows what you need. Character is greater than looks, and the calling is greater than chemistry. Always pray before you pursue. You got to involve God before your feelings get involved. Make sure to invite godly counsel. Like I have my friends and my pastor, and we're all kind of in the same group of friends and stuff. Like that's what I've used for these relationships. And I'll bring them around, kind of see how they feel, see how we connect, see what their thoughts are. And having the godly counsel around has helped me make decisions that I might not have been able to make otherwise. You got to let wise, godly people speak into your relationships. Do not rush the process. God's timing is worth waiting for, and red flags don't fade with time, they grow. If you've messed up in the past, welcome to the club. God is gracious, but now is the time to stop settling, stop choosing out of flesh, and start trusting his way. My final verse I'm going to leave you all with is Psalm 37:4-5. One of my personal favorite verses. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I'm going to ask you guys, what is something that God has taught you about relationships? Drop it in the comments below. And have you guys ever had to walk away from someone even though your flesh wanted to stay? Don't chase a relationship. Don't run after it. Run after Jesus. And when it's time, that right person is going to be running right next to you. Thanks for checking out today's video, guys. I really appreciate it. For those who stood to the end, thanks for watching all the way through. Comment, like, subscribe, share this with someone else who's also waiting, who's also trying to seek God in their relationships. If you guys need more community, if you need more people who are like-minded, trying to grow, trying to sharpen each other, my Discord server is up. The link is in the description box below. Feel free to hop in. We'd love to get you connected and part of the fam. Just hit 200 subscribers. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love all the love and the support. Just seeing that you guys are getting stuff from these videos, truly a blessing. Love seeing what God is doing. If there's something you need prayer for, if there's something you need help with, hop into the Discord server. We got a whole little chat area for prayer requests. And I do pray for each and every one of them. Even the comments that I see on the videos, on my shorts and stuff, like when you guys ask for prayer, I'm praying for those too. So feel free, be vulnerable, be transparent. If you don't want to do it on YouTube, you want to do it in a more private place. Like I said, the Discord server is there. I'm praying for y'all nonetheless. I hope you guys were able to get something out of today's video. Thanks again for stopping in. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great weekend. Blessings.